Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Cultivate wisdom. You don't need to accumulate knowledge to become wise. Anyone can become wise. When you become wise, you respect your body, you respect your mind, and you respect your soul. When you become wise, your life is controlled by your heart, not your head. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials close up 224. You had the NASDAQ up 107. S&P's up 22. NDX 100, NASDAQ Composite, all-time highs. Gold contract up $2.80, trading at $12.4720. Gold saved itself. It got under the lows of yesterday. Had lighter volume, rejected it. Really didn't go higher, but couple points, couple dollars higher. 225,000 contracts versus 300. Bottom line, coming into tomorrow, we'll see where this baby shakes out. And it's going to be all about that good old dollar. Oil flat, $70.22. After that downdraft yesterday, oil looks like it's going to continue to build cause. We're going to get some relief inside that oil market. If we go over and we take a look at unleaded gasoline out here today, the unleaded gasoline market, we're at 207 for unleaded. Unleaded yesterday went down 8 cents, folks. And that's what we need, of course, because we don't use barrels of oil, but we use that gasoline left and right. Notes and bonds. We go take a look at the 10-year note, and this is just so intriguing, man. Every time this has been going on for quite some time right now. I mean, when you take a look at the 10-year, the 10 as well as the 30, May 17th was the last low. That May 17th inside the 30-year bond, the 10-year note, that is when the interest rates of the 10-year was 3.11%. Bottom line is that we are at 3.781 right now. So, no, I'm sorry, 3.849. 3.849. 3.781 has been the low for the last 3 months. Now, the way this 10-year is set up is it looks to me like we want to go topside and tomorrow. And this is why. The 10-year, folks, likes to do over a million contracts every day. That's just how it likes to trade. We came down today. Well, first off, yesterday you pushed higher with 1.5 million contracts. We got to a price point of 120.13. The high volume swing point that it's going after, that the 30-year has already hit, is on May 30th. May 30th, $121.03. We got down to 120 today. You rejected it. You closed out at 120.05, top of the range. This baby looks like it wants to go topside, as it has been going topside since that low that was established. If we take a look at the 30-year, the 30-year has basically been hanging in its higher range for 2.5 weeks. So the high on the 30-year is 145.28. We went to 145.14 today. 30-year did the same deal. A rejected lower price. You had lighter volume was going into. And the 30-year had already tested and failed, taken out the 30th, and done that on last Friday. Last Friday, we went to 146.11. Now, you only had 211,000 contracts. You were going into 386. Couldn't handle it. Now, what ends up happening is that the next volume characteristic that we're going to be talking about is the 211,000 contracts. The reason being, folks, is that you never can go higher highs and lower lows with volume all the time. What ends up happening is the markets reset themselves. As they reset themselves, what you're going to see is this, is that the reset was now you're going to take out 211,000 contracts. That shouldn't be that hard. Yesterday we did 266. And if that's what we get inside that 30-year, what we're going to see out here, let's put this up. Oops, US1. So I'm going to put this on a continuous contract now. When I put this on a continuous contract, as to take a look at like where we are on a longer term gauge. So on a longer term gauge, the bond market in general, meaning the least expensive rates that we had, were generated out here in July of 2016. So it's 2 years later. That's when the 30-year bond was 177. It's going to take a huge amount of juice. I can see this running to 148. It's going to be really tough to get back inside that 148 because this is a major break lower. We had consolidated from December of 2016 all the way over to 1 year, December 2017. Then it falls in a lot smaller range. That being said, because we've been consolidating in this range now for 5 months, it's pretty easy to make it up to the lows of the last downdraft. So, King Dollar. What do we have with King Dollar? Well, King Dollar is going to be moving all night. King Dollar out here today didn't have the juice in it. We did 14,000 contracts. Now, the way that King Dollar is traded right now, King Dollar very well could basically just give it up in spades. And this is why. We've been at the same level now since May 29th, right? So you got a month and a half. When we take this and we put this on a continuous contract, what you're going to see is that each and every time they were up at a 95 level, can't handle it, pulls back. That being said, the first time that we actually pulled back on volume, because we had been up there for 4.5 weeks, is on the 29th of June. That was the first time that we actually come off that high after a test with volume. We did 28,000 contracts. Yesterday, what ends up happening? We go topside, and we have an expansion of volume. It was a decent expansion of volume. That expansion of volume yesterday was 25,000. Guess what? There's no buyers now. We did 14 today. And the 14 is going into the downdraft. The downdraft that we're talking about there is the 28. So it looks to me like good old King Dollar over the weekend is going to cycle into a lower range. 877-927-6648. Dow Industrials up 224. NASDAQ up 107. S&P's up 24. We'll come right back.